Hi, if you have a basement and a sump pump in the basement and your sump pump frequently kick on and because your water table is higher, you know how critical that sump pump is, right? If you have the sump pump failure and then you can have the flooded basement, and that's costing a lot to clean it and everything. So I facing the same situation and already had a couple of flood before, and sometimes you think, oh, it's only when you have the power outage you have the problem, but it's actually not. You can have perfect power, but your sump just goes away, right? And normally I would say maybe 2-3 years you need to replace your sump pump. And sometimes it's not really a sump pump problem, it's the things that's clogging the impeller. And if you know ahead of time, and you just clean it, and it's very easy to do, and you can keep the pump running for years and years. Mine's already 5th year, 6th year, I believe. And so to do that, you need to know when you might have problem, right? So this is the reason I developed this system. And to begin with, I was only to monitor the sump pump condition by sensing the current or the power of the sump pump. And so you can see how long it has been on and how frequent it's on. And so with that pattern, you understand, you can realize that, you know, when something goes to a sort of like an abnormal condition, and it will send you alarm. So in my case, I'm sending myself through the telegram, and when it sends something abnormal, it will send me a telegram message, so I know something went wrong. So I started with that, and then recently I just decided to put the battery backup as the part of the system as well. So obviously you can see majority of the stuff you see here physically present is the batteries. I have two 50 amp hour batteries and then an inverter to power this. And then you have switches, you have to control, see when is your line, AC line is on, so you don't have to use the inverter. Don't drain anything from the power supply, from the battery power supply. Because if you drain something from power supply, also you need to charge it. Basically, you need to trickle charge it. But if you actually have some current, you are using the battery during normal operation, then the trickle charger, it will consider that it's topping off the battery. That is not really good because it's actually can stress out the battery and shorten the life of battery. So during the normal time when you have the AC line, then I completely shut off the battery. It's only when the power goes out and then kicks on everything. You can see right now the monitor is on. And I have these LED built so that when you have the line voltage, it's using that. When you have the battery voltage, even the LEDs are not turned on. And I have this inverter is completely shut off at this time. Okay. So the normal pump operation is the pump has a level. When the water goes high enough, then the water level is going to turn on the sump pump. And when the sump pump pumping, water level goes down, and then when it goes almost, you know, whatever the level you set, and then it's going to kick off the pump. So I'm monitoring that, and so I know how often, how frequent. I'm going to show you the user interface on the web page later. So that's how it normally operates. You know, so right now I have the AC power, and I can see this. You know, I brought this here so I can do a demonstration here. The only caveat is this is 1800 watt versus the normal sump pump. I have a half horsepower sump pump that is only 450 watt. But this is not going to be too good for the inverter. My inverter is only a normal 1000 watt, and peak is 2000 watt. When I turn this on, this normal operating is at 1800 watt. So this is going to trigger the alarm on the inverter. It says, hey, you are drawing too much current. And we can do this very short period just to show you how it operates. So now we have the power, AC power. You can see everything working good. But now I turn off the AC power. Another thing I have to say is the level, I didn't finish that. you have a level for the pump itself. But I add another level here. I monitor because when you have power outage, that level doesn't give me anything, right? So I want this one. I built myself. Usually, you put this one on top, a little bit higher than the normal kick-on motor switch level. So normally, when you have power, water should never touch this. But for when you have the power outage, then even pump is on, even pump is turned on, but there's no power, right? So it won't turn on. The switch is on, but won't turn on. So the water level is going to keep rising. So it's going to keep rising until it lifts this flow. And then this time, the controller says, okay, now I have no line power. I need to turn on the inverter and turn on everything. To emulate that situation, I just turn off the power supply. And you can see when I turn off the power supply, the LED here turns off. This is just giving me a visual indication as well. So say, okay, there's no power. I can see here, the LED is still blinking. The controller is still running. Now this control, everything already switched to 12 volts on the battery. So now its power is off and nothing is happening because this hasn't go up yet, right? So let's see, assuming right now the water level is up to the point that the pump is supposed to, the water level is already high enough, so kick on the pump. See, the pump is on, but nothing's happening, okay, because there's no power. Now the water is going to keep rising until this one rise up, okay, this valve goes up, and then, hear that? Now the inverter kick in. Inverter is giving me beep because this is drawing too much power. Okay, now water goes down, right? So this is going to go down first. But I actually monitor the current. That one is on, so I'm not even turning off the power for the inverter. So it's still having the power. You see that? That's still working, okay? Now, until finally the water being completely pumped out, and then this one is going to go off. See, once this is go off, the controller is going to have all the power shut off again. So just wait for the next time when the level goes up again. So here it is finally installed, and you can see the batteries in the back. I'm hanging it high so that if in case any flood, whatever, the water won't get to the battery and causing problem. And here's the sump with the monitor here. And then you can see the valve I put down there is slightly higher than the normal float trigger level for the pump. All right. Here's the diagram of the power control. The things in dotted line are in the controller box while the other stuff is on the board. So here is the controller I took out of this box here. Mainly you have two relays here, one for switching power supply between the AC adapter, AC to 12 volt adapter, and the other side is the battery power. And the other relay is actually switching the power to turn on the inverter. There's a little circuitry here that detects the sump pump is running or not, current sensing. So the current transducer is this guy. So cannot really see well. Yeah, so the AC just goes through this, just one phase goes through this, and this regulates it, rectify it, and then put it into a logic pin there. So this ESP32 is providing the web page, so you can look at the video, and also the logic detects the current, the pump on and off, and based on the the logic, it will give you warning, and in my case, it will send to, if any warning happens, it will send to the Telegram account I created. So you can do that yourself and modify the code to do whatever the customized message you want. The controller ESP32 cam serves the web page, and so on the left hand side is the web page. On the top is the graph showing you how often and how long the pump was on. In the middle there are some stats, and at the bottom is the picture. The live picture shows you the current condition of your sump. And the bottom there are some buttons. On the left is the one that recalibrates the whole condition, so it knows, in normal operation how often and how long the pump goes on. Otherwise it treat as anomaly and sending you alarm messages. On the right hand side is the alarm message. Those are the examples that send to my Telegram account, and you can see give you fairly detailed condition and why it sends you the alarm, so you can take actions. I'm putting the controller code in the GitHub, and you can find the link to the GitHub in my description area.